I am delighted to be joined by a classically trained pianist, an actor, but more importantly, the wonderful 42nd mayor of the city of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti. So nice to have you here. I had no idea that you were a classically trained pianist.
My great-grandparents played the piano. My grandparents on my mom's side met in piano school, and my mom played. So I was just kind of continuing the family tradition. And while I've been mayor, I've kept the piano in my office for almost the entire 9.5 years.
9 years being the mayor. Obviously, there are an enormous amount of things that you could have not have predicted, pandemics, et cetera. But walking into the job, have there been things that you expected, and did it live up to your expectations?
When I was running for office, I never pictured it. I kind of waited till I was here on day one. Obviously, the building was familiar. 12 years I had served as a local public servant. So you have to be ready to run 41 departments. You have to be comfortable being an executive. This was my first executive position, and I loved being an executive because the speed with which you can act is just so different. I'm ambitious about policy, and I want to know everything. It's my nature. Don't just tell me 2 things I'm going to do as mayor. I want to do things in all 41 departments and multiple things in each. Green New Deal that has over 460 pledges in it. Looking at understanding how the street paving material gets made and what the impact is on the environment. Understanding how our Department of Water and Power actually functions, the supply chain issues that you learn in the Port of LA. Each one of those could be a huge job just on its own, let alone when you're supposed to be the chief executive.
And then March of 2020, the rug got pulled out from under every plan anybody could have made. Obviously, we saw you were visible daily, briefing the city on what was going on. What were your days behind the camera like? What was it really like in the mire of everything that was going on?
I have to say it is the toughest time I've ever lived through, and one of the proudest times in terms of the work that the team here in the city of Los Angeles did. The risk that we took, the communication that we did in this room, 100 briefings, prime time on every channel, English, then take a breath and do it in Spanish, and then answer everyone's questions. Mobilizing tens of millions of dollars of private donations, lobbying the feds and the state government to do the same thing and to help save us, and making really scary decisions. And I think the lesson I learned was you have to accelerate. Don't wait for somebody else to make decisions in a crisis.
Are you going to miss the job?
Yeah, of course I will. This has been the best job one could have. It's the toughest job you could ever have, and it's the best job you can ever have. And it's a paradox because of that. To imagine myself 10 or 20 years from now acting today, did I make the right decision today for what the city needed then? But for the most part, I've tried to realize that most of the things you do are not about the criticism of today or the headlines of tomorrow. They're really about how the chapter looks back some 20 years from now.